Aloha everyone, welcome to Viva Hawaii. When you think about people living in Hawaii, who do you think of? Do you think about native Hawaiians, or you think about Americans, or you think about foreigners? When you think about foreigners, you think we live here because we want to, right? But people usually, when they leave their place of origin, they do it because they are looking for something better. But do foreigners feel like they are welcome in Hawaii? And do Hawaiians feel like foreigners are treating their islands with respect and love? I want to show you a little video before we continue with the show. Hola, muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos a Viva Hawaii. Cuando piensan en la gente que vive en Hawái, ¿en quién piensan? ¿Piensan en americanos o piensan en nativos hawaianos o piensan en extranjeros? Y cuando piensan en esos extranjeros piensan que estamos aquí porque queremos, ¿no? Pero normalmente cuando la gente se va de su lugar de origen se va porque quiere buscar algo mejor. Pero los extranjeros se sienten bien y bienvenidos en Hawái, y los hawaianos sienten que los extranjeros les reciben, les cuidan la isla y la tratan con respeto. Vamos a ver un vídeo antes de que sigamos con el programa y os presente a mi invitada.
Soy de León, España.
¿Y cuánto tiempo llevas viviendo en Hawái?
Pues un poco más de 2 años.
¿Cómo crees que te han acogido los hawaianos?
Muy bien, muy bien. No tengo muchos amigos hawaianos, nativos hawaianos. Me han acogido muy bien, y los locales, aunque no sean nativos, también tengo buenos amigos locales.
¿Piensas que la inmigración es más fácil hacer en Hawái que en otras partes de Estados Unidos?
A lo mejor sí, no sé, nunca he vivido en Estados Unidos continental, pero a lo mejor sí, porque la gente es bastante abierta de mente, y como hay tantas nacionalidades, tanta gente de otros países, es un poco mixing point.
¿Y no crees que a los hawaianos les molestan los extranjeros o les gusta?
Hay de todo, me imagino, pero en lo general yo creo que les gustan y que tienen una muy buena acogida a gente de otras culturas totalmente diferentes.
¿Entre vivir en Hawái o vivir en España o en cualquier otro sitio? ¿Qué prefieres?
Difícil. Si tuviese a mi familia de España en Hawái, a lo mejor vivir en Hawái. Como mi familia está allí, pues bueno, depende. Allá donde esté mi familia estoy bien.
So Celia, where are you from?
I'm from Norway.
And how long have you been living here?
I've been living here for 4 months now.
And what do you think of Hawaii?
I really love it. It's a wonderful place to live.
What do you love?
I love the weather, of course, the climate. I love the hikes that you can go on whenever you want. I love the beaches. The mix of all the different cultures.
Do you find it very different from the rest of the US?
This definitely feels like a different country to me. It doesn't feel like I've been living half a year in Florida too, and it doesn't feel anything like that.
Would you prefer to live in Norway or here?
That's a hard question. If I could bring my family and some friends over, or at least see them more often, because now I'm really on the opposite side of the world. But if I could have more family here, I would definitely live here. Yeah.
¿De dónde eres?
De Perú,
¿Y cuánto tiempo llevas viviendo en Hawái?
5 años.
¿Y qué opinas de los hawaianos? ¿Cómo reciben los hawaianos a los extranjeros?
En mi caso personal, muy bien, muy amigables, siempre ayudándome en cualquier duda que tenga, y me enseñan cosas de Hawái que son muy orgullosos ellos mismos.
Y si tuvieras la opción de mudarte otra vez a Perú, entre Perú y Hawái, ¿qué prefieres?
Bueno, es una pregunta difícil, pero estaría mitad. Perú,
Muy bien.
50%.
¿Y a los hawaianos les ves muy distintos de los americanos?
Los oriundos hawaianos sí, no muy distintos, pero distintos
Al resto de Estados
al
Unidos.
resto de Estados Unidos, sobre todo del Midwest o el sur de Estados Unidos.
So where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
And how long have you been living in Hawaii?
I would say a total of 5 years now.
What do you think of Hawaiians and how they welcome you?
I think Hawaiians are really nice and welcoming, and hospitality is really great here. And I love Hawaii. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm in America. I'm just here for Hawaii.
Would you go back to Germany?
No,
So between Hawaii or any other place?
Hawaii right now.
Where were you born?
I was born here in Hawaii,
On Oahu?
on Oahu.
And do you think Hawaii has changed a lot since you were a kid?
Oh yeah, a lot.
How?
You see a lot of buildings and whatnot in the old days that we didn't have. All these buildings that we see today, condos and apartments, business offices. Yeah.
And do you like it better now or you?
Well, it's getting pretty crowded, and it's destroying the view, all that of Hawaii, what it
The
looks
nature.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to see different people from all over the world come visit, and you know, here we are all different ethnic groups. You know, it's not just one group. So everybody's what you call all different cosmopolitan, yeah. All different nationalities, which is nice.
It has changed a lot since you were born? Since
Yeah, a
you were
little,
kid?
especially all the constructions and becoming more modern and everything.
Is that a good thing or?
It can be good and kind of bad because when you come to Hawaii, you don't see such tall buildings, and then you know now you want to see the paradise that everyone thinks about, the palm trees. So in order to see those kind of things, you kind of have to go on the other side of the island, which is still country, I guess. But it is nice to have kind of modern stuff at the same time.
What do you think about foreigners?
Well, foreigners when they come over, it's great. It's nice to see that these people are willing to pay and travel thousands of miles to come to Hawaii to visit a place, and then knowing that you live here and then they're willing to visit kind of makes you kind of happy that you're already living here instead of having to pay all that money to come here and visit.
And you think they respect Hawaii the way you want it?
The foreigners?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen anyone that kind of disrespected the place so far, but yeah, they've been really great coming over. I mean, they're all nice and everything.
Yes, I was born in Hawaii.
You think Hawaii has changed a lot since you were born?
Well, it certainly has.
How come?
The economy, prices, the influx of foreigners, change.
You like it better
Other
now or
things.
before?
I liked it better before. You know, we're sort of a minority now. A minority. We can, whatever we say, it's only, you can only talk in.
You're
there's
afraid of
hardly
the
anything you
consequences.
do. Yeah. So, you know, well, we just gotta go with the flow. Oh, we don't really, we're easygoing people. We, you know, we don't fight too much about things. I think it's the best place on earth.
Okay. So, where were you born?
I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii.
And has it changed a lot since you were born?
Oh, definitely.
Since you grew up?
I mean, compared to my grandpa and grandma days, you know, I'm sure they had a big change. But yeah, for me, you know, I was here since when pagers was there and everything, and now you got all these buildings and all kind of high-tech stuff over here. Yeah.
So is that what you see more changed in the buildings and or?
Yeah, definitely. The roads, you know, it got more crowded and everything like that. And
What about the people? Do you think they are more foreigners now?
yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Hawaii is such a beautiful place. So,
Yeah. And do you like foreigners or do you think they will stay
yeah,
here?
honestly, I noticed a lot lately that the foreigners have been a lot more respectful to Hawaii, and I think it kind of helps people, and you have, you know, other people come to Hawaii and appreciate what Hawaii has to offer, and it kind of makes the local people, you know, appreciate it more.
So do you think you would prefer to live somewhere else or you prefer to live in Hawaii?
Honestly, I lived in Japan. I've been a lot of places like California, the mainland, and honestly, nothing feels like home besides Hawaii to me.
Your wife is not from Hawaii, she's
Correct.
from Japan, right?
Yes.
Does she feel welcome here?
Yeah. Because Hawaii is a place where, it doesn't matter kind of what race you are. You come here and you can be friends with anybody. No matter what race or nationality. Yeah, so it's nice.
You'll be mine wherever you may be. It's a warning. Don't say how long I'll go, for you'll never find another Hawaiian like me. No, you'll never find another Hawaiian like me.
42 million immigrants in the US, and more than 11 million are undocumented. And most of those undocumented people are of Hispanic origin. And to help us talk about the struggle and the challenges of these people, we have here Angela Dean of the Latin communities. She's the president of the Latin community of Hawaii, and is based on the Big Island. 42 millones de personas son inmigrantes en Estados Unidos, más de 11 millones son indocumentados y la mayoría de estos indocumentados pues son de origen hispano. Y para ayudarnos a hablar de la lucha y de los retos de esta gente, tenemos aquí a la presidenta de la Comunidad Latina de Hawái, que está en la Isla Grande. Thank you very much for joining us, Angela. Finally, we get to see you. I've been wanting you to come to the show and talk about all these issues, so thank you very much for coming and
Thank you for having me.
making the trip. And so tell us, how long have you been in this, or how long the Comunidad Latina de Hawaii has been working?
We're pretty new. We started last year, September, so I
Okay.
think it's about 8 months now. But everything's taking off really, really quickly just because of the need in the community and lack of resources. We've kind of had to hurry and organize in order to implement change and programs for our community benefit.
What requires so much hurry? Why?
Because the need is so great within our community. We're talking about a community that typically does not speak English. And so when you have a language barrier such as that, it's hard to access healthcare. It's hard to access community resources. It's hard to communicate.
So your priority right now is to teach these people English so they can communicate? Or?
That's part of it. Mm-hmm.
And you're basically just working, as I was saying, is 11 million, more than 11 million people, and it's skyrocketing, it's only growing, undocumented. And you like the term undocumented more,
Correct.
or unauthorized, or I've seen so many terms, illegal, alien.
I think undocumented is the best term because alien refers to something inhuman or inhumane.
Okay.
And we are all human beings, so I believe undocumented would be the best term.
Let's use that term. But so, how do you count people who are not documented? How do you know how many undocumented are?
Well, in Hawaii, the largest group of undocumented are Asian immigrants, not Hispanic. Hispanic is actually one of the smaller immigrant groups. However, that is a group that is continuing to grow.
Okay, so Hispanics in Hawaii, as I understand for the census, is 10%, and which is actually the same as the native Hawaiians, 10%. So we are all minorities here. It's more Asian,
Right.
is 40%.
Correct.
So that's probably, how do you reach these people? How do you get in touch with that?
Well, on the Big Island, because of the work that we've done over the years, our community knows that they can trust me or other members of our board and other folks in our community. So we've been able to build that trust.
So it's a very personal relationship, person by
Absolutely.
person, or word of mouth. Or,
Absolutely. More than anything, demographically, the Big Island is so large that it's difficult reaching all of these folks.
What's the population of the Big Island?
Oh, I don't remember the number off the top of my head.
Okay,
Yeah.
but okay, so the population of all the islands in Hawaii is around 1.4 million or something like that. The Hispanics are 10%, so it would be like maybe 130,000 people, something like that. How do you know how many people, or do you have any idea of how many people you are reaching with the organization?
I think based off of our Hispanic community on the Big Island, I think that we are reaching at least 10% of that community. I can't speak for the other islands. We have 1,000 and some members in Comunidad Latina right now.
Okay.
So I think that would be maybe 5 to 10% of our Latino community on the Big Island.
And so the organization, how many people do you have working for it?
Oh, we have, I believe, 5 directors and 7 members. But our members work just as hard.
That's a lot of directors for
Well,
for the number of members.
Our members work just as hard as our directors, and it really is a collaborative team.
Okay, so what makes the directors? Directors, are these voluntary jobs?
Voting,
or?
they can vote. Yes, everything is voluntary.
Okay, so what makes the director? Sorry, I cut you off. The director, they can decide.
They are able to make decisions and vote. The members don't vote.
And how do you have a physical office where you work, or you guys get together in a coffee
We have
shop?
We have a conference room that we use every month, a couple of times a month, for our meetings. And usually we just meet people wherever they need us to meet them.
How did you put this organization together?
It started last year, September. Prior to that, I was working at a health center where I worked a lot with the immigrant community or the Latino community. And through that job, I was able to see the first-hand need of the community. And that has been my motivation to create Comunidad Latina and start building resources for the community.
Okay, we're gonna keep talking to you. We need to go to a break, but this is a very, very important topic. So we are going to go to a break. Vamos a tener que hacer un descanso, pero volvemos enseguida para seguir hablando con Angela Dean, la presidenta de la Comunidad Latina de Hawái.
Aloha, my name is Richard Emery, and I host Condo Insider. We talk about issues facing the condo association throughout Hawaii and talk about solutions. When you think about it, about 1/3 of our population lives in some form of common interest real estate. We broadcast every Thursday at 3 p.m. Please tune in and thank you. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Kaui Lucas, host of Hawaii is My Mainland, here on ThinkTech Hawaii every Friday at 3 p.m. We address issues of importance for those of us who live here on the most isolated landmass on the planet. Please come join me Fridays at 3 p.m. Mahalo.
Aloha! Hello, my name is Patrick Bratton. I'm host of Global Connections here at ThinkTech Hawaii. We broadcast live every Thursday at 1 p.m. We bring Hawaii to the world and the world to Hawaii, talking about international events and various things of interest to the audience. Please join me. I look forward to talking with you and having you get to meet some of my guests. Aloha.
Okay, welcome back. We are talking with Angela Dean, the president of Comunidad Latina de Hawái. Bienvenidos, estamos en vivo. Estamos hablando con la presidenta de la Comunidad Latina de Hawái, Angela. I know you're pretty good with Spanish, so we might change from time to time here and there. So, how do you reach these people who don't speak English? Are they probably hiding, or are they out of the closet?
They're out of the closet, but they live in the shadows, if that makes sense. They continue to live in the shadows.
Living in the shadows means like don't tell people?
No, when I say living in the shadows, again, the Big Island is so large demographically that they're hidden. You know, they're living up in ranches and farms spread across the north and south.
Not because they are trying to hide.
I don't know.
Because they are. So they. Right. Let's talk about the average or what you see most. They come here to work, or they come here just to, because. To me, the difference between the islands and maybe the mainland is that you come here, or you come to the island, and you usually have to come by plane. So you are accounted for.
Right.
So there is more. Less likelihood of being able to be an illegal and.
So majority of our community of Latinos hold legal status.
Okay.
So overall, the Latino community in Hawaii across the state. It's about 10% undocumented.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone else that's here has been here, or they hold legal status, or they have green cards, or they were contracted here to work on the coffee farms or in other agricultural jobs.
Okay.
So they are documented, but they continue to live in the shadows, even though they are documented because of the inability to speak English.
Okay. So, but you treat with all kinds.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you see? Are they mostly Mexican, Argentinian? I'm
No,
just
we have-
throwing nationalities there. But
No, majority of our community are Mexican, and then another community that is starting to grow is Hondureños,
Okay.
folks from Honduras and El Salvador.
El Salvador. And there is plenty of people from, well, plenty, at least since the 1900s, there was, because of the sugar plantations in Hawaii and hurricanes in Puerto Rico, there were a lot of Puerto Ricans who came here just to work on the sugar plantations. So there is a lot of generations who...
Correct.
Okay. Do you treat with Puerto Ricans too, or that's not something you guys...
The Puerto Rican community has really integrated well into the local community of Hawaii. They call them Borinqueños Hawaiianos.
Okay, that's why you were laughing at me when you were... I was like, I'm pronouncing something wrong. And
Well, it's because they've integrated into the local community. And so, I mean, with that and with any immigrant community, you kind of lose your culture, you lose your language. And so the community now, myself, speaking for myself, I'm a fifth generation immigrant from Puerto Rico. My great-great-grandparents came from Puerto Rico to work in the sugarcane plantations. So I lost the language, we lost the culture over the generations. So that's
But here you are fighting for the rights of these people. So I think, Angela, what you're doing is absolutely is very impressive, and I think is very beautiful. Mostly in a world where it seems like the intolerance and speaking bad about these people are the norm. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, what do you think about that? What do you think about the terms that some politicians are using nowadays just to talk about immigrants coming from Mexico? And
if you're speaking about Donald Trump in particular,
for example, there are many other Europeans very like extremists who are using terms like that too. So
I think it just shows their character and really how detached they are from their communities and the world. I think as a whole, as a community, as human beings, I mean, we shouldn't set
an example like that for
we
our
should
kids.
set an example and lead by example and not accept that type of behavior.
Okay, how about we see a little video from Comunidad Latina now, and we'll keep talking to you and the programs you are trying to implement. Vamos a ver un video de la Comunidad Latina ahora y volvemos enseguida para ver los programas que Comunidad Latina está intentando implementar en las islas. Okay, so you think the Hispanics are integrating well in the community, or you still?
No, I don't believe so.
In general in the U.S. or in particular
Particularly
in the case
here in Hawaii.
So all the video that we saw first of all these love fairs between foreigners and Hawaiians, they didn't. It's not what you're seeing in Hawaii. That's
on our island, the Big Island. That's not particularly what we see there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me more.
I think that there's still a disconnect, and I think that ultimately, I believe that Native Hawaiians and Latinos or any other immigrant group, they all have that mutual respect for Mother Nature and the earth and the land. And that's imminent, that's for sure. But there's still a disconnect, and I think that the language barrier really has something to do with that. And then the misconception of the larger local community, the misconception that immigrants are undocumented or that they're taking local jobs. And because you do see a lot of immigrants working in construction and what have you.
So I keep hearing that you find, of course, the language as an issue.
Absolutely.
Are you guys doing something for the language
We
to
are.
correct that, or?
We will. We'll be holding conversational Spanish for adults. You know, we have been promoting and referring folks to
Conversational Spanish or
conversational English. Sorry,
Okay.
English
As a
for
second
Spanish
language.
speaking.
Okay.
Correct. Because a lot of our folks have registered and participated in the ESL courses that I believe Waipahu Community College offers on the Big Island, but it's two different levels. The adults want to know what's going to be useful for them now. How do I say this? How do I fill out an application?
More functional. They
Right,
need to be-
functional.
yeah.
Not rojo, red, green, verde. They don't want to know that. They want to know, how do I say this? How do I communicate when I go to my doctor? How do I say that I'm having pain here or that I need a job?
Yeah, doctors, lawyers,
Right.
those are really real things, real
Right.
issues. By the way, do you work with doctors? Do you work with lawyers? Do you have
I
some
worked 7
specific-
years in the medical industry or medical field, and I currently work for an immigration attorney as a legal assistant.
Okay, and that gives you also, is he giving you the possibility to work on what you're doing as
Absolutely,
well?
he does. He's very supportive, and he also understands that the language barrier is so huge here that you literally have to hold them by the hand and walk them through the process. And it could be various determinants, such as level of education, whether they can read or write, if they only attended 3 years of elementary school, right? Their literacy skills. So my boss, David Jakeman, immigration attorney, he's very flexible and understanding and supporting of what we're trying to do with the Latino community.
Are you also working with other immigrants in the law firm, or is also most Hispanic based?
A lot of Hispanics, but there's also Filipino, Thai, there's other ethnic groups
Do
as
you
well.
work like usually the Spanish one, and I'm going to talk about something here that is probably unrelated, but the Spanish honorary consul is from, I think it's American, he doesn't even speak Spanish. And I find it that very, that's not what you're looking for when you're trying to find help. And then the person that is supposed to help you, even if it's an honorary position, doesn't even speak Spanish, and is also the consul for Portugal. I think
I agree,
there
and
should be
that's a valid
something
point.
done about that.
Absolutely.
Do you work with the honorary consuls of any other countries, or?
We have reached out to the Guatemala consul and El Salvador to try to reach out to them so that they can bring services here, or the mobile consulate here, so that our folks can renew their passports.
But nothing.
We haven't really gotten anything secure or solid.
Okay. What other things do you do for the community? Or because we saw you guys are dancing, you guys are having fun too. So
That's
it's not
part of
only-
integrating the Latino community into the larger community of Hawaii. So we do participate in community events like the Kona Coffee Festival. Our group of children, Grupo Arcoiris, they performed, I think, like 4 or 5 times in 1 month in honor of the Kona Coffee Festival.
Okay. Did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, or there was
No.
There was a nice one here on Oahu that we were. We'll show some videos about that in some other program. But yeah, I think having fun, everybody together, and the community together.
That's part of
somehow,
building trust and
yeah,
uniting everyone,
exactly,
right? For the same
exactly.
cause. Everyone can celebrate, or you start to reach out and get to know your community better.
Yeah.
With those
And
types of
how do
functions.
you have kids? You were telling me before. How do you show them to be tolerant, and do they understand what you do?
Oh,
do you
yes.
try to explain what you do to them? Or-
My kids, they're born and raised here. My children are Puerto Rican, Spanish, Portuguese, Filipino, and Mexican. We are what you
Can
call...
they keep track of everything?
Yes,
or-
plantation
okay.
rats, right? Because of all the different immigrants that came to work in the Hawaii sugar plantation, all of the immigrants kind of mixed, right?
Okay.
They integrated, and so I'm a result of that, and so are my children. But because my children are bilingual and they try to help other students in school, they are victims of, excuse me, they are victims of bullying. You know, they're bullied in school and called all types of...
That's really strange, and but if you want to say something about that, feel free, because in Hawaii, that's the beauty of it, is
Right.
that we are all a mix, or
And the minorities are the ones, I think that if all of the minorities kind of just got together,
Yeah.
we'd all be a big happy family, but that, you know, there's still division even within the other different minority groups.
So you feel
Yeah.
like you should work also with the schools?
Absolutely, and that's
Are
one
you,
of our
are you
goals.
trying to do that?
We
Okay.
will, we're actually going to be participating with one of the one of the career fairs that's going to be happening next week at one of the elementary schools. So we'll be able to talk about Comunidad Latina
And this is all in the Big
everything.
Island?
Big Island.
And how do you reach people from the other islands?
Facebook seems to work wonders.
Okay, well,
and
good
then
for
just
Facebook
word of
then.
mouth.
So,
Word of mouth.
So you think they are good users, like computer literate, these people?
The
or-
newer, younger generation, yes. And then we
Okay.
have the older. And that's the funny thing, too, about our Latino community here. When you talk about the immigrant community, they're not really immigrants because they're actually born in the United States and they hold legal status.
Yeah.
And so these are the tech-savvy folks that are in our
Good.
community.
Yeah, well, there were also news about kids coming just without the parents and
unaccompanied
crossing,
minors,
yeah.
yes, we
and
have
they are,
those.
and so they were trying to do, they were trying to deport the mothers and the
Right.
unaccompanied minors
Right.
in the mainland. At least I don't know if it's probably the same here.
Yes.
Are you doing something about that? Can you do
Absolutely.
something about that, or?
Absolutely. We
Okay,
try
I
to do
wanna ask you.
everything. We try to do
I don't know.
everything.
Okay.
Putting the word out there, what's going to be happening as far as the immigration suites, because it doesn't only affect Latinos. I mean, we have a problem here in Hawaii where ICE agents have done racial profiling, and just because you speak Spanish, they'll approach you in Walmart and then take you out with handcuffs. That has happened here, and
Yeah.
that's something that needs to stop. Again, Asians are the largest group. I'm not trying to point the finger on which group is larger.
Yeah.
Immigrants are immigrants regardless, but not to stereotype folks or profile them just because of their language and assume that because someone speaks a foreign language that they're undocumented. That is something that I feel very, very
Or that they
strong
are
about.
rapists and drug dealers.
Which is not the case.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, so do you want to say something you wanted to read something for those who are watching us or will be watching us? I'm sure you'll get the chance to give them your message across.
Sure. I'll say something in Spanish.
Say something in Spanish to whomever you want to reach.
Hola amigos, aquí estoy con María Mera, aquí en Viva Hawaii, y solo quería compartir con ustedes que estamos luchando para ustedes y somos su voz. Cualquier cosa que necesitan, aquí estamos para servirles. Y hay que juntarnos y unirnos como comunidad para protegernos. Y aquí estamos.
Muy
Es
bonito.
todo.
Muchas gracias y esperemos que tengáis también el apoyo del resto de las islas y podáis convertiros en realmente comunidad latina de todo Hawái.
Sí.
Porque es necesario. Y no se ven muchos hispanos aquí en Oahu, realmente se ven muchos más pues japoneses y,
Pero sí hay.
y
Aquí
asiáticos.
tienen la comunidad más
Pero
grande.
bueno, pues si quieres dar una página web o un mail de contacto para que te contacten y siempre.
Sí, tenemos un sitio web que se llama comunidadlatinadehawaii.org, ORG.
ORG.
Y también estamos en Facebook como Comunidad Latina de Hawaii.
Muy bien, pues vamos a hacer ahora un descanso, lo vamos a parar aquí y seguimos enseguida después de este pequeño intermedio. We're gonna do a break here and we'll continue right back.
I'm Jay Fidel, and I'm the host of Research in Manoa, Mondays from 12 to 1 on ThinkTechHawaii.com. take a look at us and learn about geophysics, learn about planetology, learn about the ocean and earth sciences at UH Manoa. You'll really enjoy it. So come around, we'll see you then.
You're watching ThinkTech on thinktechhawaii.com, which broadcasts 5 live talk shows from noon to 5 p.m. every weekday, and then streams our earlier shows all night long. Great content for Hawaii from ThinkTech.
Aloha, this is Reg Baker. I'm the host of Business in Hawaii. We air every Thursday at 2 o'clock on thinktechhawaii.com. We broadcast from the ThinkTech studios in downtown Honolulu, and we talk about positive and successful companies in Hawaii. People that have been successful despite the obstacles. They all have a good story to tell. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Aloha.
Welcome back. We are live. We are here, Viva Hawaii, and we are interviewing Angela Dean from Comunidad Latina de Hawaii, who is helping us understand the struggles and the challenges of the undocumented immigrants and the Hispanic ones. Estamos aquí de vuelta con en vivo y con Angela Dean, que es la presidenta de la Comunidad Latina de Hawaii, que está en la Isla Grande y nos está ayudando a comprender pues los retos y las luchas de la gente en el día a día, de la gente que viene pues no documentada y que son latinos y que forman parte de nuestro grupo. Angela, I would like to get to know you better, and I think probably everybody that you're helping would like that, because it seems like you guys have a very personal relationship, so I like that. And just a very quick question, so just tell us whatever comes out of your little heart, or your huge heart, actually. So your favorite food?
Italian food.
Italian food?
Chicken
you're
Alfredo.
hit a spot here. Oh my God. Your favorite drink?
Alcoholic or non? Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that's
Dr. Pepper.
Okay, and the alcoholic one?
I like tequila.
You like tequila?
I do.
Okay. I know someone
vino
who likes
tinto.
tequila. Vino tinto. I like that one too,
Yeah.
much more than the white. Your favorite movie?
The Color Purple.
The Color Purple. That's a very much you, or what we are knowing of you, at least today. And your favorite song, or the first one that comes to mind? I know you like to dance.
I like everything, but every morning I actually listen to Mark Anthony.
Oh,
Vivir mi vida.
I was listening to that one this morning.
Every morning, like 5 times on repeat.
It's really a beautiful,
It is.
I find him even
Uplifting.
attractive when
Right,
he
even
sings
though he's short.
it's ridiculous. Okay, it's a really uplifting.
It
Yeah,
is.
I can see why you would do it in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. Your favorite place?
The forest. Anywhere where there's trees and nature
Green
and no people.
Okay. You
After
like
serving
to
so much, I like to retreat into the forest.
meditate, going to your nice place.
Yes.
And the best moment of your life?
I think the birth of each of my children.
I've got that answer before. The most important person of your life?
I don't want anybody to feel bad.
Yeah, but you have to.
That's a very
Well,
difficult.
Okay, give me the main. I guess your kids, and probably your husband, or I
Yes,
just
my
do that for
husband.
you. So
My husband, absolutely.
Your favorite hobby?
Painting.
Oh yeah. Next time you should give us some pictures so we can.
When I have
show
time to
them.
paint.
What do you paint?
Acrylics. I like to do people. I also like doing
Like
charcoal.
real,
And
realistic.
charcoal.
Okay.
Yeah, scenery.
How long have you been painting?
Since I was in high school.
Okay. What qualities do you like most in a person?
Sincerity and compassion. And honesty. That is the number one, honesty.
And what is your dream?
To see our community united. It's been too long that we haven't had resources, and we've even had division amongst our own Latino community. And so my vision, or what I want to see, is our community to finally come together and support one of each other so that we can all become autosuficiente.
Okay, that's beautiful. How would you like to be remembered?
Like Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr.
You're not very ambitious.
No, not at all.
Yes, well, what the heck,
Seriously, what
right?
the heck?
If you're going to ask me, I'm going to give you an answer.
That's what Mother Teresa, I mean, I want to be remembered. I want to speak in Spanish. Que fue una luchadora, that I never gave up. And I want to be that motivation for everybody, that regardless of what they're going through, where they've come from, where they're going, they can do whatever they put their mind and heart to.
I think you're getting there, Angela, if you're
think
not
so.
already there. So tell me how you see the Comunidad Latina in 5 years.
I see that we will have our office, a functioning office, that all of our directors will be employees, that we will be doing community surveys, and we will really get an accurate count of our Latino community in Hawaii.
Who is financing the Comunidad?
Donations. Recently, we just received a grant from Hawaii People's Fund. I was shocked and very emotional because
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very, very excited because, again, because of such need in the community, we really didn't see grants available, for what we're trying to accomplish for the community. And so, and having never written a grant before, I kind of just said, I'm just going to talk out of my heart and put it all on paper, and we got the grant.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very grateful and thankful to Hawaii
And
People's
I
Fund.
think trying to find the finance takes
Mhm.
away from what you really want
Right.
to do, which is helping people, right?
Right.
So it's it's a work on itself. So good luck with that. I
Thank
hope you
you.
can reach more people and more
We
help
will.
with this program. Let's watch our news. We have a little section in the program that we show the news of the recap of the weekly news, and we are going to just do that. Vamos a ver el resumen de las noticias de la semana y las comentamos en cuanto volvamos. So those were the weekly news. Thank you very much, Angela, for being with us here today. We're running out of time and we don't have much time to talk, but thank you. I think your message came across, and I really hope you come and keep us informing of what you're doing, and then everything is moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, and well, there are many immigrants in Hawaii, and a group of them, as we've mentioned, are Japanese. And we want to close with your Viva Hawaii moment, and please enjoy. Hay muchos grupos de inmigrantes en Hawaii, y uno de ellos, el más grande, por lo menos alrededor de esta isla, es el japonés. Y así que vamos a cerrar el programa con vuestro momento de Viva Hawaii. Disfrutarlo.